So to end everything on a light note, 2018 was a terrible year, okay? Let's say that. Personally, it was a terrible year, and I see for a lot of other people, it was terrible. Have a fantastic 2019, you know? Live your best life and do what you have to do. Hello motherfuckers, welcome back to my motherfucking channel. Today I'm going to be talking about, well, basically recapping 2018 as pop culture, as far as pop culture goes. There's a lot of topics I want to talk about, so I am going to be moving fast, but at the same time, I'm going to give you as many details as I can. I am not going in order of how the year went. I'm just gonna go from what I feel like was the most iconicest moments of this year, iconic or timeless feel to them. So let's get into it. Before I start, please like and subscribe. I am going to be doing the top 10 albums of the year, in my opinion, and top 10 songs of the year, top 10 collabs of the year, in another video. So make sure you guys like and subscribe if you're into that kind of stuff. Let's get into this. I have notes. Okay, so towards the beginning of the year, well, this was at the beginning of the year, but I promise it's not in order, so it's just random things. Michael Jackson's album Thriller is the greatest selling album of all time. And then all of a sudden, Eagles, it was something Eagles Greatest Hits or whatever, became the #1 selling album of all time, and nobody understands why. Everybody's shocked, and that's crazy that album dethroned Thriller as the greatest selling album of all time. I don't know, that was just something little. But let's get into the next thing. Now the next subject we're going to be getting into is rap beef. Listen, there was at least a good handful of good rap beefs this year. Not saying that okay. Let's just get into it. The first rap beef we're going to be talking about is Machine Gun Kelly versus Eminem, which nobody really expected, if I'm being honest. But there was some back and forth going on before they really went in. What's his name? Machine Gun Kelly. Okay, so this is really how it started. Machine Gun Kelly said that Eminem was blackballing him on Shade 45. So on a Tech 9 feature, Machine Gun Kelly decides to throw shots. And Eminem came back with Not Alike, and then that led to Machine Gun Kelly dropping Rap Devil, and then Eminem dropping Kill Shot. Honestly, I think Kill Shot is one of the greatest rap songs of this year. I think this beef was very entertaining for both sides, simply because well, first of all, it's Eminem. If Eminem's in a rap beef, you know you're about to get some bars, okay? But at the same time, Machine Gun Kelly had some good, like, there was some, it was good on both sides is what I'm saying, but I ultimately think Eminem won that rap battle, period. But like I said, they snapped. The next rap beef is Drake versus Pusha T versus Kanye. Okay, this is what all started this. Well, they've been going back and forth for a while. Not even just Drake. It was Young Money versus whatever Pusha T's little whatever thing is called. Drake thought that Pusha T was the one that spilled the tea on him having a kid. When in reality it was Drake's own producer 40, which is crazy because that's the first time I've heard that part of the story. it was like 2 days ago when I was doing this research. I did not know about that. I thought it was Pusha T, but when we get into the music between these two, I forget what Drake's this was called, but the story of a Didden it's iconic, to say the least. Like, the cover art of that is like, really, Drake? Really? Like, I personally don't like Drake. I can see him for the culture vulture that he is, and that's just tea, you know? I think Drake is really fake. And Drake had a good rap, you know, diss when it came to that whole situation. But the story of it didn't. I'm sorry, a rapper is a rapper. A rapper snaps, and Pusha T snapped. Okay, that's it. Okay, next rap beef. The next rap beef is Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B. News heard around the world. Cardi B throws a shoe, misses at Nicki Minaj, gets arrested and kicked out of a high level fashion show with a big ass knot on her head. If that's not what 2018 is, then I have no idea what it was, because that was a mess, bitch. What? There is a lot more to just this part of the of this situation, Nicki versus Cardi, and I think it deserves its own video, which I am going to be doing that. You're welcome. But basically what happened this night is Cardi thought Nicki was liking shade about culture. And girl, like, this is my thing with Cardi B. It's like, she says all this stuff, you know, bitches don't do what they rap about, and then she says in her videos, like, you could have came to me privately. But where was all that when you were throwing shoes at a fashion show? I'm sorry, but that is so ghetto, so classless. Bitches ain't got the couth, period. And she needs to get it together. There is another portion in this video about Cardi B, involving a breakdown, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But anyway, what kind of delusional fuck? Like, Cardi, girl, you need actual help. Nicki, fast little bitches, but of course I'm the quickest. Mortal Kombat Ninja Nicki, who you pick is. Period. Now we're going to be getting into the next topic. Most hated celebrities of 2018. And I find this very interesting. For the simple fact, I want to know why these people are hated. I want to know, like, some of them I'm like, okay, I understand, but some of them I'm like, okay, but what? Okay, but let's get into it. The first one is Johnny Depp. This is one that I kind of understand. Beating his wife allegations or whatever. That led into 2017 or 2018. Everybody was dragging him towards the beginning of the year. I haven't really seen much coming towards the end of the year. The next person is James Corden, and I literally just wrote down right next to his name, annoying, because what? That man is beyond annoying. He is, oh my goodness, they need to find a new person. I love carpool karaoke's, and I love that idea, and I love that they do it with celebrities and stuff. But what? Like, we come there to hear our celebrities sing, rap, whatever. You know, hear them talk. We don't want to hear you talking about whatever you're talking about. Like, get it together. It's so annoying. And then he tries to out-sing oh my God. I'm sorry, he's just annoying and overrated, to say the least. Just another white man. And the next person is 6ix9ine for multiple reasons. And I mean, I can understand why you don't like 6ix9ine. But I feel like in order to, like, seriously not like somebody, you need to get all the details, you know? Because some people don't even know why they don't like a certain person. But I understand with 6969, his members were shooting at members of Casanova, the rapper. Their group back in towards the beginning of the year, if I'm not mistaken. Then he was arrested for choking somebody at a mall, a 16-year-old at a mall, and then the child sexual case or whatever. I understand, so that's why he's in this list. The next person is Jake Paul. Well, basically both of them. I'm going to be talking about both of them, but Jake Paul, he's an asshole. Okay, if you've watched the Shane Dawson, his the filming thing, what is it called? A docu series, whatever. The Jake Paul thing with Shane Dawson. You guys know what I'm talking about. Here's the thing, like, I feel for him as a human being, but you can't take away from what he's done. He is an asshole, to say the least. But I truly believe people can change, and I do hope for the best for him. His brother, on the other hand, bitch, what? Filming somebody? I mean, you guys already know what I'm going to say, like, filming somebody. I'm not even going to say it because I just feel like that's just so disrespectful. I don't know. And I don't understand how people still watch him. And no matter how many apologies he gives, I don't think none of it's sincere. But hey, I don't know. Maybe people can change. And the last two people I'm just going to go by real quick. Tristan Thompson cheated on Khloe Kardashian. And everybody was shook about it. The next person is Roseanne. Girl, Roseanne. This is the thing with Roseanne, too, okay? My family is a Roseanne stan, the show or whatever. So I was hip to Roseanne. I know who Roseanne was. I watched her shows for some time. But then when she did that on Twitter, like, it felt like her show got rebooted. It was #1. And canceled it felt like it was in the same exact week, which was so crazy. What she did was very wrong. And they even took her out of the show, her own show. That's crazy. I mean, hey, watch what you tweet. That's all I gotta say. Okay, the next few topics are gonna be kind of more darker, so I'm just giving you a trigger warning, okay? Demi Lovato's Overdose. That was a shocker. That was a surprise to everybody. A lot of people made jokes about it and stuff, but I mean, nothing like that is ever funny, clearly. But I'm happy for her. She's better now. She's, out here doing her thing, and I applaud to her for that. Like, you go, girl. And I'm not saying, I don't want to trigger anybody, like I said, but if it were to be the worst case scenario with that situation, that would have been an Amy Winehouse, Kurt Cobain kind of situation. And I feel like talking about that situation after it had happened would have been an eerie topic, just because and I do mean ages from maybe I'll even go down to 15 right now, 15 to about 25 right now, in that 10-year generation right there, we all grew up to Demi Lovato. That would have been heartbreaking. That would have been crazy. But it's just going to get sadder from here, so hang on. Now we're going to talk about important artists dying young / other people that had died this year too that made huge impacts over everybody's life. But the first person I want to talk about is Mac Miller. He overdosed. Again, with that was such a shocker. And I think that situation right there is just it would be just like the Demi Lovato situation. It would have been just too sensitive to talk about, too I can't believe that happened type situations, And what's crazy about it is he just received his first Grammy nomination. And listen, congratulations. I am beyond proud that his work is getting noticed. I just don't like how it's getting noticed. Because if you genuinely, truly loved his work and his albums and his music, whatever, then why wasn't he nominated before? I do feel like the Grammys do use a lot of the Grammys too, girl. A flop this year. Like, what is this bullshit? That's a whole nother video. But I do feel like the Grammys do use these big things for promotion for their own show, which is beyond sad, and it needs to be talked about more, to say the least. I don't know, but if I'm being honest, I don't know much about his music, but I do feel like I needed to talk about him in this video. And like I said, I don't know much about his music, but I can see from an outside standpoint that his music really does hit home for a lot of people. Even, I don't want to say my ex-boyfriend, but it was one of those situations, if you guys know what I'm talking about. He was in love with Mac Miller, and I haven't talked to him since, or like for a while, because we don't talk anymore. But I know that he was like in love with this man, like his work, everything about him. But let's keep going. Rest in peace to Mac Miller. The next person we're gonna be talking about is XXXTentacion. He's so controversial. So there's so many things about him that people can say. There's so many things that people do say about him. But let's talk about him for a second. Was just getting started with his career, with the potential that poured out of his beautiful, unique, talented, raw voice. He was just getting started, and I truly do not think it's fair that he got his life taken away from him. But I'm not going to be focusing on the negatives of this situation because I am such a huge fan of him. I'm just glad that we can still experience what he wanted to release with music and stuff. He has had 2 amazing albums released this year, Skins and Question Mark. Fantastic fucking albums. I suggest you go take a deeper look into his career and things like that. And I know what you're thinking.
But what about all the bad things he did?
But what about them?
What are you like? I want to ask you guys a question. Boom, question of the day. What is your favorite thing that happened in pop culture this year? Is my first question. My next question is, well, it's more of a statement. So just, okay, there's no question here. Everybody, I don't care who you are, if you are a human being, you have made a mistake that you regret. And if you say you haven't, I feel like you're lying, because everyone makes mistakes, especially when they're young and dumb. Am I saying that what he allegedly did was okay? Not at all. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But I feel like people that have died, I feel like their legacy shouldn't be based off of one bad thing that they have done when they have done millions of other great things. And what I mean by that is his music has inspired so many young people. It has given them hope. And that's coming from me personally. And I mean, you guys can say what you want to, but it's not going to take away from the fact that his music was everything. And I don't know, if you are making fun of somebody that has lost their life or a situation of the sorts, you need serious help. You need mental help. That in no shape or form making fun of somebody that has died is what? I don't understand how that's entertaining. Let's move on. And one more thing before I do move on, I want to say if you truly don't know the full circumstances of a situation and you're just online, like on these social media sites, just spreading rumors and lies about things, again, you're delusional and you need serious help. I think decades from now, people are going to look at the way that we treat celebrities and be disgusted because celebrities are human. Celebrities make mistakes like humans, and it's disgusting the way people treat celebrities. That's a perfect segue for this next celebrity I have to talk about. Nicki Minaj. As per usual, she had a fantastic year when it came to music. Her beautiful, now platinum album, Queen. Oh my God! Like, how can you even describe such a piece of art, from the cover art to the beats? Everything about that album was absolutely sickening. Snapped on all her features this year. Her videos are getting even better. Nikki is somebody that I don't understand why she receives all the hate that she gets. Let's talk about it. Like I said, Nikki has been snapping on all her features this year, and she truly holds her spot, her crown as the queen of rap, great. Like, she meets all the requirements to a T. Talented, can sell, has the accolades, and honestly, that's why I'm saying she is the queen of rap, period. I don't care what anybody has to fucking say, okay? But what made it a truly wild year for her was the fakeness that she endured, from Cardi B, from Quavo, to radio stations, to Spotify, from everybody. Like, everybody has come for Nicki Minaj at least once this year. And again, I don't understand that. She's so unproblematic. If you don't talk about Nicki Minaj will not talk about you. That whole situation when she DM'd that girl that was literally on Twitter, talking shit about this woman all day, and I'm just like, what? So Nikki inboxed this girl, I think her name was Juana or something, inboxed this girl saying, okay, girl, why are you such a hater? I could teach you things, girl. And Nikki spazzed on her, as she should, as anybody would. And the girl screenshotted the conversation and leaked it to Twitter.
Are you dumb?
Girl, what are you doing? And then she got mad when the barbs came from her, or came for her. What? Why wouldn't they? I don't understand. And it was disgusting. And I really think that that's where I don't think that's where it stemmed from, but that's where it was getting out of control. And all the Nicki hate was just so weird, and it looked so planned and disgusting, like I said. But other than that, Nicki Minaj remains unbothered. I have some things written down here. It doesn't take away from her accolades. 100 plus Billboard entries, actually. Decade-long career, and all 4 of her albums are certified platinum or higher. I don't even need that. 2 solo singles with over 10 million sold worldwide. The 4th highest certified woman on RAA of all time. 7 BET awards, over 200 plus awards. for a female, the most awarded female rapper of all time, the highest selling female rapper of all time. The list goes on and on. There's so many things I could add to that about Nikki, and that's why the negativity doesn't get me down personally, because I know I'm not stupid. I lived through all this shit. Nikki is that girl. Nikki will forever be that girl. Stay strong, queen. Stay the black queen that you are. Don't let anybody get to you, period. The next person we're going to be talking about is Kanye West. Oh my God, girl. He had a wild year as well. I don't know much about his music, though. I will say that. I don't know. I've never listened to a complete album, if I'm being 1,000% honest. I am interested in taking a look into his catalog, though, so I might be doing reactions to him soon. But there's a love and hate with Kanye, and I don't know. You can't stick up for him, but at the same time, you want to love him at the same time, if that makes sense. Let's talk about it. He had a great year musically with the verses and stuff. Mama, that's hot. The song with Lil Pump. He had a good year musically. But then it got real strange. Slavery didn't happen. Girl, what? The over affectionate love that he gives, the genuine over affectionate love that he gives for Mr. Donald Trump, I find it striking. The Magma hat, with the Colin Kaepernick sweater on SNL. What else? He questioned the relevance of Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. What? I don't know. I don't know. There's so many things, and then he apologized for it and all this other stuff. But there's so many things that it's striking. It's truly striking, and it's kind of questionable. And it goes with my Kanye West theory that he is a robot. I feel like he is a robot, or he's something. He's definitely something, and I feel like they're using him. I don't know. Don't come for me, Illuminati. I don't know. Just some things that he talks about makes me uncomfortable. But nonetheless, Kanye West is a legend, and I will treat him as such, but he's a weirdo. Ariana Grande is the next person we are going to be talking about. And the main reason I'm talking about her is because I feel like she is the... Got hot cocoa on my mustache. I feel like she is the new generation pop queen. If I'm being honest, she had a very, very successful year. Even though rap is the dominating genre at the moment, this bitch is pulling through with pop records and beating out these rap records that are doing huge numbers. And I just find it crazy. Excuse me. I just find that crazy. Usually when a genre is dominating, that's it. It's just that genre. And that's how it's been for the last almost 2 years. It's been rap. And there were little pop songs here and there, but the rap took it over. And Ariana is coming. She is here. She's breaking records, doing all this stuff with a pop song. I love that. I love that so much. She also had a Sweetener. This is why I think she is the new pop queen of this generation. Let me say this. I've said it in other videos, but I'm going to say it again. Ariana takes sounds. Each and every era, she takes different sounds and uses them to her advantage and makes something new, something that we've never heard before. Because I've never heard a song like Thank You Next, and I've never heard an album like Sweetener. I feel like that was a whole new sound, and I feel like this is going to be the next breakthrough for pop music. That's why pop music slowed down, is because it sounded the way it did, and it was so repetitive. I almost called her Rihanna. Ariana came out with something new, something fresh, and you can't deny that. But with the good definitely comes the bad, and it's like yin and yang, but also the weird, okay? Listen. Ariana Grande was groped by a pastor at Aretha Franklin's funeral. Okay, I am not saying that that is funny whatsoever because that's a serious situation, but what? Like, I never in my life thought I would say that sentence out loud. Or even say that sentence. It's like weird. Like, Ariana Grande gets groped by a pastor at Aretha Franklin's church. That's so random. So many, like, I don't know. It's one of those things, you know? It was just one of those things. Like, I can't believe that happened. It was like a wow moment. Like, it was awkward. It was truly awkward. Okay, now we're going to get into her love life. Pete Davidson. Like I said, Ariana Grande is that new girl. She's that new bitch. She's always been, like, above, like, I don't want to say above all the other pop stars, but she was aligned with the bigger girls. And now I feel like she's just rising more and more every song she releases. So with that, you know, bigger, like, pop bitch status is going to clearly come the controversy around everything that you do. It's the same thing with Nicki Minaj, you know, when a woman is at the top of her league, the top of her whatever, they're always going to the media is going to come for them and just for weird shit. So when she broke up with Pete Davidson, that was like news. Everybody was talking about it. There were parodies, everything about it. It was just iconic, you know? But she's moved on. She's happy. And it was kind of iconic for the fans because for some reason the fans hated Pete Davidson. But I don't know. I think he is a man. The next thing we're going to be talking about is Cardi B. Cardi fucking B. Everybody's talking about this stupid bitch, and I have to talk about her. There is more that I want to say, so there is going to be a separate video about, because I'm doing predictions for 2019. So make sure you come back for that because there's going to be so much tea. But we need to talk about Cardi B. We have to have this discussion. Cardi B is a actual cocaine head. How do you say crackhead? And nobody talks about it. It's so weird. And she lashes out at these, like, she has problems with the law. She's getting girls beat up by men, calling black babies monkeys, all this other stuff. And it's so weird that nobody's, like, saying anything about it. I don't know. I mean, hey, like, if that's who you guys want to represent these kind of people, then so be it. But you guys are weird. I feel like she's a robot. I feel like she's in that Kanye West genre of weirdos. There was the Grammy incident, which was just
a little shaky. I don't know what's wrong with me. No, but it's good. No, it's good. You gonna be
striking, like I said, just striking. And she gets very, like, shooken up by things easily. Like, her feelings get hurt easily. And all I want to say is, girl, if you're coming into the rap game, you have to be strong. You have to be. And I can just tell that you're not. I mean, sis, you don't write your own music. You don't do a lot of things that, for requirements to, A, be the queen of rap, and B, just be a big dog in a big league. Like, you're gonna get your feelings hurt. That's just the tea. I'm gonna talk about more Cardi B being a robot and whatnot in the prediction video. So if you want to see more, go to that. Okay, the last thing I'm going to be talking about. I'm not really into movies, so I didn't watch any of the new movies that came out in 2018. But I will say, even though I haven't seen it, I'm going to say Halloween was the best movie that came out this year. Just a classic redone in a classic period. But now we're going to talk about the shows that came out this year. Just some big things that happened. Adventure Time ended. What? I just remember like watching that show like when I was younger, clearly. And it's just so crazy how it ended. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't really the biggest fan of it. But it's just crazy that it ended because when regular show ended, I believe last year, maybe. Yeah, I think it was last year. I was so sad. The way it ended, it was so sad. So I feel for the people that solely watched the regular show, or not the regular show, Adventure Time. I do want to start watching that though. I probably will. And the next thing is Rick Grimes tried to kill himself in The Walking Dead. I have never, well, actually, no. Okay, wait, let me stop. I've watched The Walking Dead. I watched from season 1, maybe to season 4, maybe 5. I remember, because there was only 4 seasons out, when I started to watch it. And I watched it all on Netflix within a summer. And I was so fucking hooked. And then, like, they just started to get weird, so I just stopped watching it. But that's crazy. He tried to kill himself. Damn. Anyways, the next and the last thing I think is the most iconic thing about towards the end of the year when it comes to TV, when it comes to pop culture, period. American Horror Story. Bitch, this season was so fucking good. A lot of people are saying they didn't like the ending. Come on, that was one of the best endings ever. When Cordelia kills herself, I got the chills down my entire body. I couldn't believe that happened. I was shook. I was shook. She had to do it. She ended up coming back alive, but then people were like, okay, wait, because now the devil child's just gonna be born somewhere else. I don't know. I like it. I loved it. I love that. I love the series. I love everything about it. But I feel like this season, I think it's top 3. I think it's top 3. I'm gonna say it. I think it's top 3. I think Coven. Well, actually, Asylum is my favorite one personally. Way too spooky to watch by yourself. Watch it with somebody else. Asylum, Coven, and what was this one called? You guys know. I forget what it was called, but it was so good. There's one more thing I want to talk about. So to end everything on a light note, 2018 was a terrible year, okay? Let's say that. Personally, it was a terrible year, and I see for a lot of other people, it was terrible. Have a fantastic 2019, you know? Live your best life and do what you have to do. The last thing I'm going to talk about that I just found so fucking hilarious, and I think it's perfect to end this video. 50 Cent bought 200 tickets to a Ja Rule concert to keep the seats empty. That's what you do when you have big money, bro. You can flex on anybody. They have an ongoing beef. If you don't know, now you know. They've had it going on for a long time now. I think that's funny. I think that's funny as shit. But I guess that's it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Like I said, let me know your favorite thing that happened this year. Sorry if this video was really long. Sorry if I went on too many rants. I apologize. But 2018 was a terrible year for everything, and I'm sorry about it. But I guess that's it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Bye, motherfuckers.